Good morning, everybody. Hey, welcome to the 3rd of January, Friday, as we get ready to close out this half a week of 2020 and start into the first full week of 2020. And I want to share with you, you can see here in just a minute when I pick up this new share screen, you can see that we're in for quite the red day this morning. A lot happened overnight that we'll talk about here in just a few minutes, but I hope you'll hang with us as Dave gets on the line. I want to thank you for joining us today, and I hope you're getting something out of these podcasts that we put out there. And if you like what we're doing, please like our page at Statler Financial Services and share this with your friends and family. Hey, hang tight. Dave will be here in just a moment.
5.7 Light FM, Gwen Stefani with the wee ooze. It's the sweet escape there. Good morning. It's 8:41. Time check in on your money and see how it's doing for you on Wall Street today. Into business, we call this the spoiler. Not real good, thanks to shooting war going on over in the Middle East. Let's go downtown, see what the take is from someone in the know with Phillip Statler from Statler Financial Services. Phillip, good morning. How are you?
Hey, good morning, Dave. Hey, doing well this morning. I hope your year is off to a good start. And yesterday was a barn burner day, but today it looks like we're probably going to give some of that back.
My Lord, yeah, the worm sure did turn. Yesterday, the Dow was up 330 points, NASDAQ up 120, Standard & Poor's up 27, new records across the board. Boy, everything's coming up roses. And then we started shooting at people over in the Middle East, and boy, did it turn in a hurry.
Yeah, it really did. I mean, when I woke up this morning, it was pretty far down the list there. I mean, we're down almost 300 points. Now, it's made a little bit of an improvement since then this morning, but still heavy red ink.
You know, this kind of provides a cautionary tale. You and I have been saying for a long time that, yeah, we're overdue for a recession, definitely overdue for a correction. This probably isn't going to be the beginning of a bear market, probably, but it does illustrate just how fast international events can change fortunes on Wall Street on a short-term basis. 330 points up on the Dow yesterday. Happy days are here again, and we're over 200 down this morning off the futures just because we threw a few missiles at some Iranian positions in Iraq.
Well, you're right. Geopolitical, I mean, we've been talking trade stuff, but that's not really geopolitical. That's trade tensions. The geopolitical is what we're seeing now with this Iran-Iraq deal. And so, you know, one of the headlines I saw is that New York City and Los Angeles are really doubling down on security right now. And that's probably the biggest concern is the retaliation, Dave. What could come from the Iranian people? You know, what might they try here on our sovereign soil?
And that's the thing, because we've got so many, it doesn't matter which side of the political fence you're on, nobody trusts the Iranians and their sponsorship of some organizations that can be fairly described as terrorist organizations, regardless of which side you're on. We don't trust those guys. They're downright sneaky, and the people at the top in Iran have been saying, we will plot revenge for us bombing that general out of his bunker in an Iraqi airport the other day.
Exactly, and who knows what that revenge will look like. But if it takes place here in the United States, that will be, let's just say that it could escalate from there, which will then continue to have a negative impact on the markets. Now, nobody knows if that's going to happen or what that'll happen, but it definitely does put some fear in folks here from a security standpoint in the United States.
Yeah, absolutely. That's why I emphasize the word probably. This isn't the beginning of a major downfall. But the thing is just, you know, the sake of illustration, markets are skittish, and money chases money where it figures it can find more money. And if there's a risk of something really going south, a lot of big players get their money someplace safe in a heck of a hurry. And today's probably the best indication you can ask for to prove that.
Well, you're right. I mean, I'm looking at the S&P 500 VIX right now, which is the volatility index, and it's up 10% this morning based on that. So, I mean, it's a pretty big increase. Now, the number is not huge. I mean, it's at $15.48 compared to 2008 when we saw that number escalate way up in the double digits. So Um,
Yeah, we were into the 30s and the 40 range on the VIX back during the '08 time, but heaven forbid we have to look at times like that again.
exactly. And, that's not what we're really calling for here, but we're thinking that based on what we're seeing, it is a reason for concern, and that concern could bring more volatility.
Absolutely. So we're going to be watching that over the next few days. And yeah, like I said, call it a spoiler. Things don't look real good on the short term this morning. Other things going on in the market. Normally on the first Friday of the month, we get the national unemployment rate. That's going to get put off to next Friday because with the first of the year in the middle of the week, I was flippantly saying when you and I first got on the phone, they didn't have enough time to cook the data properly. So we're going to wait until next week to get the official government unemployment number. There was some other stuff going on. While we're talking about volatility, I found a sidebar story that I really find kind of fascinating. AMD, the microprocessor manufacturer, big chip maker, they yesterday hit their all-time high of $49.10. And if anybody too young to remember the 1999-2000 dot-com boom, this is an illustration. Yesterday was the first time that AMD Semiconductors surpassed the number that they made during the dot-com boom and bubble back in 2000. It's an illustration of just how volatile a stock can get in some sectors, isn't it?
Well, yeah, that and how long it takes to recover, right?
Yeah.
So 20 years to recover on that stock. If you had bought it back in 1999, now you would have finally broke even.
Now, I hope the people that bought that and stuck with it were in their 20s back then, because now they're laughing. But boy, it was a painful 20 years, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was, and I doubt anybody's still holding it that held it back then.
I expect so. Other thing going out, good news for our friends from Tesla. It's one of the stocks we talk about periodically and sometimes make fun of. They actually had some pretty good news in terms of the number of cars they shipped last year, didn't they?
They did. We talked earlier about how they've opened up their plant in China, how they finally delivered some vehicles there. And so we're looking at the fourth quarter. Their deliveries were 112,000 vehicles in the fourth quarter, and that was substantially better than was expected. I can't find the exact number that was expected, but they expected 360 to 400,000 last year combined. And I think for the fourth quarter, they were looking for somewhere in the 90,000, 97,000 number range. So better than expected, no matter what.
Yeah, I didn't have the full 2019 number, but production was up and deliveries were up by like 50%, which is good news. I mean, it needs to be said, compared to the GMs, the Nissans, the Fords, and the Toyotas, those numbers are still minuscule, but that's progress, and it's good news for Tesla shareholders.
Exactly. And so, that is a good sign. I think that production coming online in China is definitely going to help their top and bottom line revenue numbers.
Understood. We're probably not going to see too many company reports that are out. Earnings season won't begin until like the third week of the month. So we're looking much as anything at groping at straws and responding sometimes maybe a little bit extreme to international tensions. The one report that I saw come out from last quarter was a company called Lamb Weston, and I had to look that up and figure out what the Sam Hill they were. The nation's biggest producer of frozen potato products. 11-cent beats, so we're buying potatoes like they're going out of style. That's the one bit of company news I've got.
Which is quite interesting, actually, Dave, when you think about the whole low-carb craze that's going on, because low-carb people don't eat a lot of potatoes. So that's interesting.
Well, it really is, but by gosh, we're never going to give up our hash browns, Phillip. Just do it with low-fat margarine, doggone it all. I'm not going to give up my hash browns. Other indications setting the table again this morning. It was a really good banner day yesterday. Then, like I said, we started throwing missiles at the Iranians on Iraqi positions, and everything turned around. Up by over 1% on every index yesterday except the S&P, and they were only up by about 0.9%. 45 minutes before we open this morning, give us the bad news. Where are we going?
Well, we're giving up some of those gains that we got yesterday, Dave. Now, the Dow's not giving up all of them. Right now, the Dow is down 0.8%. That's $235. So we're not giving it all back yet there. However, on the S&P 500 right now, we are giving back more than what we got yesterday, down $30, almost 1%. The NASDAQ's down 1%. And so it's not giving back quite everything it got yesterday. So we're looking for a red day across the board when it comes to the stock indexes. Now, flipping to the commodity side, we're seeing green ink. Um, we got silver up a 0.5% to $18.14 an ounce. We got gold up 1.3% up to $15.48. That's getting, if it's not, it's getting close to a 6-year high. And then we got crude oil going way the wrong way, Dave. It's up
Oh, yeah.
3.25%. It's at $63.20 a barrel right now.
And that's panic over whether or not we're honking off the Arab nations with our efforts over there, I'm sure. Another indication that we're flying to safety, the yield on the 10-year Treasury bills down by a full 9 basis points this morning already. A lot of people are buying money where they can go nowhere with it for a few days till they figure out what goes on, right?
Yeah, I believe so. I mean, I think that's the thing that happened overnight was definitely a cause to move some money to safety, and that's what you're seeing.
Absolutely. World markets obviously also all in the red. Asia down considerably this morning at the close. Europe also going down. Germany almost 1.5% this morning, midway through their day. Phillip, somebody need to get some advice as far as stabilization. The smarts that the big money has, they're moving to safety. We ought to be looking at the same strategy. How do I find you to develop that strategy?
You know, Dave, they can give us a call at 382-0037. You know, now's the time. It's the beginning of the year. It's a great time to take inventory of your current portfolio to make sure you don't have too much risk. Folks, that's what our financial x-ray was designed to do. Give us a call. Let us go through that process with you. Follow us online at statlerfinancial.com, and then join us every weekend for the Statler Financial Radio Show, 6 a.m. and noon on Saturdays, 10 a.m. Sunday mornings on News Talk 730. And I think, if I remember right, this Saturday, we are talking about things to look out for, New Year's resolutions and things we should be looking out for in 2020.
Useful information every weekend over on News Talk 730. Phillip, thank you so much. Wish you a great weekend, and I'll see you Monday morning, all right?
All right, Dave, you have a great one. Hope you get over this cold for good, and we will talk to you again on Monday morning.
And if I don't, I'll definitely be back on cold medicine because I'm tired of snuffling. Thank you, Phillip. Have a good one.
Hey, everybody, I want to again thank you for joining us today. I hope you got a little tidbit out of what we talked about, a little bit here and there. If you like what we're doing, again, please like us on Facebook, share us with your friends and family. We are here to serve you in any way we can. So give us a call if we can be of any assistance, 863-382-0037. Have a great day, a great weekend, and I look forward to speaking to you again on Monday.